And I guess I don't really explain this, do I? But here's the formula that I kind of use when I'm trying to determine how Dale Jr. is going to run in the race. And I went through this once last year, but I'll do it again here. So I basically look at, how fast is the car off the truck? How well do they qualify? I mean, all the obvious things. How fast are they in practice? And then I also pay close attention to what he's saying on Twitter, what he's saying to the news crews, and then I look at the best 10 consecutive lap average. And then what I do is I begin to deduct all the guys that he usually goes and finishes in front of. You follow? So, I'm looking at the best 10 consecutive lap averages, right? Okay. So Dale Jr. is sitting down in 19th. The average speed for number one was 186 miles an hour, and he was sitting down there at 184. It takes you to the top 10 to get into the 184 range. Okay, so then you begin to pull out drivers that he normally finishes in front of. So I'll put him in front of Danica Patrick, and then these are all drivers from 19th to 1st in the best 10 consecutive lap averages. Okay, so I'll pull out Danica Patrick. I'll pull out Ricky Stenhouse. I'll pull out Chase Elliott. I'll pull out Ryan Blaney. I'm going to pull out Ryan Newman. I'm going to pull out Paul Menard. I'm going to pull out Casey Mears. I'm going to pull out to AJ Allmendinger. I'm going to pull out to Austin Dillon. So and then you look at it. So Jimmy Johnson, Kurt Busch, Casey Kane, Kyle Larson, Denny, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex, Brad Keselowski. Okay, so these are the people we've left with. So what I did was Dale Jr. was 19th in best 10 consecutive lap average, and I removed 9 people from those averages because those are 9 people that Dale Jr. consistently finishes in front of. Okay, so that puts him in top 10. And then I go and I look at, okay, well, what's the attitude like? What's he saying on camera? What's the history of Dale Jr. at the track? Right, this is the race where a couple of years ago it's just heartbreak that many of us Dale Jr. fans are still waiting to be paid back on when he ran out of gas on the last lap and Brad Keselowski won. And that was a really cool paint scheme too. That was the diet or the Mountain Dew, whatever they call it, whatever their energy, their Bizarro energy drink was. The black paint scheme with the red stripes on it. Okay, so now I've got sort of an idea in my head. He's run well at Texas before, but we've got this new downforce package. I broke down the best 10 consecutive lap averages and how I average that out. And I'm heading into this thinking top 10. I really want to say top 5, but because they were so off and because he didn't have a good practice until the last practice, I want to be honest in my assessment, and I'm going to say he pulls off a top 10. I don't like doing that because I want him to do better than that, obviously, but I also want to be honest in how I think he's going to do. And hopefully the team does better than that. Hopefully they keep making changes overnight into tomorrow's race that can help, put him on the path that he was going on at the end of practice. So that's what I'm going with. I wish it was better. I was hoping it was going to be better, but it's tough when they unload off the truck and they're not that fast and they struggle through all the practices. That gives me a little bit of concern. The only bright spot for me is the fact that he did tell Jamie Little during the Fox Sports 1 news coverage that the car was better and they had made it better. I know he likes this track. He's coming off of a good finish last weekend, but I just can't honestly peg him at better than a top 10. I got to go conservative for this week's prediction. And that pretty much wraps it up. We'll keep it short. Like I said, there wasn't a whole lot of news this week. I wanted to recap Atlanta a little bit and then really just dive into the weekend so far. And then I'm really looking forward to next weekend because I missed the Phoenix race last year. So I'm really looking. The weather looks great, and I'm looking forward to seeing that awesome-looking Nationwide 88. Boy, the die-cast and looking at the photos online do not do that car justice. It looks so great on the track. Really love that paint scheme. I hope Dale Jr. keeps it for a couple years at least. Really, really digging that. Can't wait to see that Axalta red big stick looking paint scheme. That one I think is going to look amazing on the track. So I hope you have a great race day. I'm going to go wrap up here and actually go watch the Infinity race. Looking forward to that. And then, of course, tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, or actually afternoon, my time, because it's later in the day, settle in and watch Dale Jr. hopefully do better than I predicted in today's podcast. Again, if you want to drop me an email at any time, feel free. You can email me on Gmail. It's talkshownerd at gmail.com, talkshownerd at gmail.com. You can also find me on Twitter at Jon Justice, that's Jon. Find me on Facebook as well. So until next week in Phoenix, I will have a podcast for the Phoenix race next weekend, even though I'm going. And until next week's Dale Jr. race preview, again, have a great race day. Thanks for listening, and go Junior.
My Nerd World.
And finally, one of the most unusual pre-race prayers you will ever hear.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you've brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power